Welcome to the second episode of our Downtown Life 2.0. I hope you all are as eager and excited as I am to hear the rest of the conversation we left in our last episode.
I'll move on to the next question. So, as I heard, that Aditi used to come to your PTA meetings. I felt this a lot when I was growing up because I personally wanted to, I used to look at other friends and I used to see, they're living such a nice life and they don't have to go to pods meetings and therapy sessions and not therapy, but our environment was so different that, I've always envied them. How was it for you, or did you ever feel embarrassed in that sort when you were younger? Or were you ki, no, I just want to, all I care is about my sibling, I don't care about the rest?
So for me, initially, yes, I felt like not embarrassed, I would say, but those like people stare and they talk, they whisper. Yeah. So especially like when you are in a hotel or you've gone out and like it happens. I don't know if it happens with most Down syndrome children, but there's a emotional shift which happens and they start throwing tantrums, like random mood swings. Yeah, and you can't do anything about it. For a while, you just have to let them be. So those things used to happen in public, and as a child, I used to initially feel that way. But as soon as as we grew up, and I became more secure with our relationship and as a whole background, the more and more support you get, the more that confidence comes. So then it was like, he's happy, I don't care about anything else. So I'll give you an example, like when we used to go on a by scooty, so he used to stand, like sit ahead of me, and he used to like like he used to just sing and do things
and enjoy
and enjoy
scooty ride.
Yeah, and he used to be loud. So and then like for me that was it. As we grew up, obviously, but as a child or as a teenager, I had that. Like, I don't know about her, but I don't know about.
Now that I think of all of that, and now that I shouldn't be, I'm not trying to darken the mood at all, please be light, okay? No. But yeah, whenever I think of this as a sister, I've always felt कि नहीं ये सब moments याद करके I feel कि I could have been a little better. But now that I hear each one of you, I feel a little better. So my next question is, so do you recall your relationship being any different with your sibling than what it is today? And what were those changes? And when, if any particular moment, then when did it happen?
I don't think it was a particular moment, but yeah, I think he was more dependent on me before. And nowadays I feel he's not, and I don't think I'm very happy about it.
That has happened with me also.
I feel like now he doesn't need me only.
So he gets very irritated if I'm coming with him to anywhere. Like if I'm walking, I'm like हाथ पकड़ के चल रहे हैं हम, नहीं हाथ मत पकड़ो प्लीज, नहीं अभी मैं अकेला जाऊंगा, नहीं हाथ मत पकड़ो. So that हाँ.
I had this habit of hugging and kissing unnecessarily. Now he doesn't let me only.
Then we also felt loved and we're like, oh, somebody wants us.
Yeah.
So similar thing like she is bit chubby, so I used to pinch her, and so when she used to sit at her counter and used to come from somewhere, she's like, no, मैं यहाँ मेरे customers बैठे हैं. So
Oh my god, did that happen?
too many times.
She gets embarrassed.
Yeah, at times.
No, but my path also gets very embarrassed when he's down, he's playing, and then I come and I tell him कि हाँ मैं घर पे जा रही हूँ, तू आ रहा है क्या? Go, please go. मैं बाद में आऊँगा, you go. It's like that.
Did you feel any difference in the relationship your parents had with your sibling than it was with you? And whether good, bad, or however, but how did you take that?
I don't think so. It was pretty same.
Yeah. Except when he's being a little difficult. So, obviously you have more patience with him. And in general, like, I felt like they'd never expressed this, that we have a special, expectation from you towards him or whatever. But in general, like, they were normal. I mean, they were same with both of us, except when he was being a little difficult, or
Calm him down.
yeah, or the way you tackle that, or as opposed to how they would have behaved with us. Like, so that's
I think the relationship that a parent has with a special child is obviously different as compared to a regular neurotypical child that we say. It has to be, right? Yeah.
Let me give an example because I faced this a lot, you know, कि उसको maybe as a child I took it too seriously कि उसको कुछ भी हाँ मतलब वो कुछ भी even I think it came down as appreciation to me कि
Our difference is we were elder sisters,
we are
so we
bit-
didn't really
yeah,
notice
we
that.
were younger,
You were
so-
both younger, so you noticed that. Yeah.
how were you with your mates, your circle, your friend circle, and did having a specially able sibling affect your relations outside home? So it could be colleagues, it could be a workplace, or
No,
maybe
like I
not.
said, my friends were very, very happy with my brother, and they used to come to my house to play with him, not me. And I used to be very happy about this कि मेरे को इतने problems नहीं हुए क्योंकि सबको बहुत ज़्यादा ही cute लग रहा था मेरा भाई.
They are very cute as babies.
They are very
Cute still.
yeah, like the things that they do, they like hug you or kiss you or like ऐसे करते हैं and I don't know, pull your cheeks and whatever. So I felt so good that I have a special brother because he's so kind, he's so loving, and I think that's why my friends were also very happy with this because they also felt that love from him.
and they knew how important it was for us. So if, like, you know, if it's your real friend, like who understands, yeah. But
It's always
so I mean, I didn't think there was anything particularly different, but yeah, everybody understood that how important he was. Even in my office, like I have spoken to so many colleagues or my bosses, they knew that if it's a problem with him, it's important, and if I have to be with him.
I just remembered one incident when I was in the hostel for my undergrad studies. So I used to miss him a lot. I mean, we all used to get homesick, right? And I used to be very homesick, and you know, I think I used to discuss this with my friends. But one day, a friend of mine had said to me that you know, you are so lucky that somebody is waiting for you so desperately at home. And I realized that day, yeah, actually.
I think that also helps, you know, friends maybe sometimes make us realize that you are so lucky.
Because if it's a neurotypical sibling, they are not going to wait for you so much, right, as our siblings do.
I think yes, the love we've all felt.
Yeah. So all the like not Down syndrome. So these people are very like love bonded. So they seek love, they give love. So you feel very like, I don't know, I felt very special that I have a special brother because he was giving me that special love every time. Whatever I do, still he will love me the same amount of way, like same way.
I know. I think I have personally felt this. I've beaten up a lot of people. Because even in my friend circle, I've had so many fights, you know, because they just don't accept her for who she is. But growing up, I think I saw change in them also, that they also start, because we were in the same building. I've had the same friend circle from when I was a young kid. And they've just grown with me, you know, and I think that I think it warms my heart seeing them understand, because बड़े होते होते I could rely on them कि मुझे कहीं बाहर जाना किया तो 2 मिनट उसके साथ रह सकते हैं, तो जाना मेरे साथ रहेगी. And then Pratna also used to say, go, I don't want to. Like, okay, ठीक है. I think that warmed my heart a lot. But
Really, like usually 6th till 6th, 7th grade, we used to feel that your like people, your colleagues, your friends used to tell, yeah, अच्छा तेरी बड़ी बहन ऐसे, because they were also kids. We used to till 6th we used to, because we had a sibling, because they never felt the same thing. But later as we grown on, like after 11, 12, I got support, and at times I have used my sister's name or Didi's name to take advantage.
I think
And maybe I was very vocal about my brother being a Down syndrome brother, like Down syndrome child. I was very vocal about it. I was never embarrassed. I used to tell, हाँ मेरा भाई है Down syndrome, but वो जैसा है वो बहुत अच्छा है. and they used to come to my house and play with him, and so they used to understand he's so cute and he's so funny or fun to like be with.
It's a different kind of warmth that our siblings have as opposed to any other people. It's a different warmth altogether.
I think the friends aspect, like I said, they've grown with me. So bachpan mein I couldn't expect anything from them, but later on there were such incidents where I saw that, such moments where I saw that okay, they are also caring for her.
Because initially they were also not aware about anything, I think. So later they used to see
Saw them as friends, but they never saw her as friend.
And you come across all types of people, and I also used to, I think, filter people out depending on how they are with him. Yeah.
I think this is the filter set for all siblings. That's a filter like how you treat my sibling, then you are my friend or
True, exactly.
I think that has been a thing growing up.
That's what I was saying, a while ago also. Yeah.
Naturally you tend to draw them close.
It's the best way to know how a person really is.
Exactly.
And if that person is going to be important for you.
Were you ever bullied because of course not your sibling, but the term or the idea of having a mentally challenged, or not mentally challenged, but a Down syndrome kid at home, or was it the other way around? Were they ever bullied, and if yes, how did you react? How did you?
We were never bullied, but I mean, when I mentioned that we've been fortunate with respect to our environment, family, extended friends, and everything. But even then, there have been once in a blue moon incidences which have affected us, which have happened with Parth. At times, when you put 10 kids together, not all of them, especially those 12-year-old or 9-year-old or 13-year-old, are going to be empathetic towards a Down syndromic kid. So some people are. Like, I am very surprised at how a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old or even a 10-year-old can be so sensitive towards a child who's elder to him and behave that way with them. But there are some kids who used to particularly tell Parth to do something with somebody else, instigate him to do something. And it was so horrible because that made me scared of sending him down to play. Because there were other kids. There were other kids who were extremely sensitive and empathetic towards him, but there were one or two who used to instigate and have fun at his expense. And that we don't know.
Yes, I have faced this a lot.
And we have not experienced this a lot, but those even 2-3 incidences also, they send you 4 steps back.
So then when I used to tell my mother ki don't send him down, I don't like it, you go down, then only send him down. So she was like, he has to learn how to deal with this.
Yeah.
You cannot protect him forever. He has to learn how he is going to tackle this issue.
There are incidents, even I've seen few people, as you said, have fun at their expense. So they're doing, I have been away and I come to see this. That उन लोग उससे कुछ करवा रहे हैं कि प्रार्थना ये कर, प्रार्थना उसको मार, and she unknowingly hurting the other people,
So innocent.
Exactly, they'll do what they want. Yeah. Have you do anything?
So not bullying as such, but even some incidents for example, if there are a lot of people together and many people will not even talk to him, look at him as if he's there, but I mean, at least you have to interact with that person, right? This I have experienced and I felt really bad.
So I have tried talking to the kids in my new building where Parth stays now. In my old building, everyone was aware of who he is and what he is. So they were very kind and very nice to him, always, everyone. But in this new building, there are many kids and they don't know how to talk to him, or they bullied him once or twice. So I tried to talk to them ki why are you laughing at him? What is the fun of this? But I don't know कि ये क्या है, मतलब I feel that it's parents' duty to teach your kid how to talk to such people.
I think we understand that because we are
Every, but no, they bully only these people, no.
Actually, while you were talking, I also remembered one incident from my building only, where the adult was, it was such a bad incident that the adult told me that her daughter, who was also a kid, is scared of my brother.
I think that.
She told me this. I still can't forget it. This must have happened like many years back when I was a kid.
Yeah, I have also felt like.
I still feel that even now.
7 or 8 years old and me and Didi used to go down like people, mothers. यार वो आ रही है उससे दूर, like go away, go, don't play with her. And that's what kids are learning. That's what kids are learning, that she is different.
Now I feel like I should have said something at that point, you know, and in that moment I should have said something. I still regret not saying anything. And
Thing like I have also felt like when the current sometimes now also like she is going now, she looks a bit younger to her age, and kids like अरे ये कौन है ये, like the figures like kids, they bought. So parents like not the responsibility of parents is tell them, teach them, but they it's very bad. And the most like I don't care they tell to me or something, but the thing is what Didi will take in her mind. That is the big. Now she comes up and say that यार मैं इतनी हूँ, यार मैं कैसी हूँ, यार ये. That is the worst thing for me.
And even more like what is worse is if they do not come back to you and say that I felt this. And that is what scares me, that if Path has gone down and somebody has treated him in a bad way, he is not going to come back to me, and he may not necessarily, but I fear what is he feeling. Like that is what fears, scares me.
I think we all have been through this. I think to your responding to your response, I had it the other way. मुझे डर लगता था कि प्रार्थना कुछ ना कर दे किसी को. Honestly. So the next question is, okay, there's this, let's just keep it short. Did you ever feel special because of your sibling? Okay, it's a said answer. Next question is, has your sibling's special abilities or changed you as a person on the inside, or did you become a better human being, or did you start seeing life and people differently?
Yes, for sure.
I think we all agree to that. How? Or when?
I think I started thinking a lot on not like why do we need so much, why do we need this or why do we need that, when we are happy as we are. And I started seeing life like people very differently because I started empathizing with people. I started thinking ki if someone is getting irritated or angry, or if someone is behaving in such a way, they are feeling that deep inside, it's not your fault. And that's what being with Parth made me think ki it's not your fault, it's not the person who's getting angry on you is your fault.
It's with them.
हाँ, so आप react करोगे वैसा, आप अलग क्या कर रहे हो?
Right.
So
You agree.
Yeah, क्योंकि मैं जब भी पाथ के ऊपर गुस्सा हूँ, he is not gonna get angry on me. He is gonna be the cute one to say sorry or whatever. So I started feeling why everyone is not like this.
So for me, I was already a patient person, like by nature, but with Parth, that has grown incredibly. Like I can guarantee, like it's not that So I'll give you an example. When we are somewhere out and Parth is acting out, and you talk to him a certain way, it doesn't work out. You have to change how you handle it. Then you talk to him in a different way, you tell him this or tell him that, doesn't work out. But then something is like, you keep at it. And then like when it has to click, it will click. But like that patience, you have to be at it in different ways and you have to give it time. That is one thing. And secondly, Parth, like it's a very cliched line that you have to see happiness in small things and this and that. But it is like it's just amazing how they can make you understand, like they make you understand that what you are obsessing over is a very trivial thing, and you are just wasting that time being cranky, being angry about something.
When you can be happy.
Yeah, and like the most basic thing can make him happy, and how, like to a point that he is excited because something is like there's a birthday or there's a function or something like
We
that.
are coming home. That's what
excites
that
him
makes him happy. So I'm like, oh, like what?
Yeah, it's the
It's
small
the
things
small
that
things.
you like.
I will give an these are for Father's Day, Mother's Day. We might forget, but if she gets to know it's a Mother's Day, Father's Day, she will make it as a event, a festival. So that's what you do. Like what I learned, like live your life, celebrate, joy every small thing.
So I have one more example. My mother showed me a video. I was unfortunately not there when it happened. Like Parth, we have different Verishka Foundation is one where they go for block printing and everything, and he earned 600 rupees from that, and it was a check, and they handed him the check, and he got so happy. He was just on another level. My mother showed me that, and I was like, what is this? I mean,
We have so much to learn from just that,
that one, it just changes your
हाँ
perspective.
हमारे पास इतना आ जाता है, month salary is also less for us. But even Pratna earns some 50 rupee note or something, she has it in her purse, all the time. And it's one thing, sorry, I'll give you the chance. One thing I've learned is that, उसके पास इतना भी होगा ना, she'll share. Yeah. It's so much, she has 10 rupees in her pouch, and she'll say, इसके साथ हम pizza खाएंगे. I know those innocents, but there's so much to learn.
Exactly. Now, as you told, the sharing part. Like when she's sitting in a cafe or she's feeling thirsty, she will get a cold drink and she will distribute to her every employee or everyone.
That is also something.
So I have one more thing I remember. Some parents came from some Bombay side. I don't remember. They came somewhere from just to meet her. So I think she was also down. I don't remember. She was so her birthday was yesterday. So they came to meet her. So by some talk, she got to know that it was her birthday. She called me. Go and get a cake right now from there.
One thing they're good at is ordering people.
Yeah, that's true. So she was like, मैंने कहा what? Why you need a cake? बोलना yesterday. मैंने कहा it was yesterday. बोलना ना you get a cake. मैंने कहा so everyone, my mom was also shocked that no, like my dad, my mom, nothing, no one get that we should cut a cake. But she got to point the idea that get a cake.
Anything you would like to share?
I would just say that I think my whole personality is only shaped by his presence. Whatever is my nature, I think it's all related to him only in some way. Yeah.
Everyone.
For everyone actually.
Especially we are younger, so
Yeah, we've grown up with them, so I think everyone has. I think it's changed us a lot.
Totally different person
If they weren't, yeah.
for sure.
Oh, let's come to that very interesting question. How would you imagine life without them?
can't imagine.
I don't know one wants to answer this.
Can't imagine. Can't imagine.
Do you agree? Do you think that we are, of course we are, a little wiser when being with them?
I think they bring the family closer. So if Path would have not been here, we wouldn't be so close. Like my family, mother, father, me and Vishruti, we wouldn't be so close. But he, yeah, अपने life में, because see, I have seen my in-laws family, my husband and he has a younger brother, but they are not so close. But
Closeness we never see in typical, never.
Bagban stuff. with that, without drama.
yeah, without drama.
A different kind of drama we have.
But I think it's so cute. Everything is related to them in our lives.
Yeah.
So let's jump to this question. Do you ever feel putting yourself first has made you feel guilty or has made you regretted about, or you've put yourself first in any situation and then you've come back to that moment, or you've thought a lot about that moment कि नहीं मैंने अपने आप को पहले डाला, not them or our family?
This has happened to me when I went off to the hostel after 12th. I used to feel so guilty.
It's normal. It's absolutely normal. We don't have to.
Initially, same thing happened like when after 12 when I went. So yeah, that was like, so that time she became alone because mom dad went to home. So she used to go to school, then come back, and she didn't had friends. At least I had friends, or we all had friends that we used to, in the evening time we used to go out for play or at least a walk with them. So she had none. Like after coming to school, she had a friend that is TV. So used to watch TV then sleep. If I was being there, we used to, like, if not playing but interaction or something we used to do. So that was one point which I felt.
Anything from your
No, I have always put him first. I feel that
This is wrong, yeah. Don't say all this.
because my husband says this, whenever I'm planning, I'll be like, are we taking him? Though if we are taking him, where are we going? What are we doing? And all that. So he complains that everything is about path. When will we discuss about us?
Oh god, that's a different perspective.
Yeah, so I don't know, but I've been very, I don't know, I've been very obsessed with my brother that,
It's just not obsession. It's just there.
so I've been so, like he comes first, then whatever I want to do. I don't know, but I've done my career also according to the,
I feel a lot more selfish now.
That maybe we take it, we go overboard doing it, you know. We also have to.
no, I wanted to stay in Mumbai because I wanted to stay near my brother. I wanted to stay in Parla.
To marry because I want.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not married.
But I thought that I'll never marry because I want to be with her.
This is like when we were getting married, that was one conversation with our partners that he's going to be, and he's going to be a responsibility not just for me but for us together.
Yeah.
So that is like,
They're your child forever.
yeah, and
Always.
yeah, so where I felt guilty was when I was leaving, like when she even after marriage she stays close by, and I stay like 1.5 hours away. So I'm not a lot around, and so sometimes I feel not guilty, but yeah, maybe guilty. Yeah, and it's just sometimes I feel like, you know, he's closer to her than me because of that. But yeah, so like, you know, guilty because something is going, if my mom is not well or my dad is not well or Parth is not well, so not being there at that time because I'm somewhere.
That's a different
And
issue because you feel like you always want to be there with
especially when something good is happening in my house here, like in my in-laws. Yeah, so and I'm not there.
And you know, I used to always feel when I was in college, I used to always feel I should have become a special teacher. I should have trained there only. Why did I come here?
So, okay, let's jump to that question. Do you feel like your careers are influenced based on your sibling or things related to
my
that?
for sure is, I always wanted to do some, like I wanted to go out of this country. I chose not to go because I don't think I can imagine not being around him.
I keep on telling her, don't do this. Like, you know, even if you're, like, I come from a mindset where I say, ki, if you're making a career, his life is going to be improved. So, for me, my choices have not been influenced by, you know, if I'm going to be there for him or not. I just want to, you know, create a better life for him. So,
I think we all need to come to terms
She
with
was
that.
a very better practical and
Yeah.
person than me. I was a very emotional since the start. So whatever I did, this thing was in my mind that I have to be around my mother and father and my brother because I knew
So
that
I
she
can
is
do
not
that.
gonna be there. So I
So it's
was
like
always
a parted duties.
yeah.
maybe I kind of taught myself to, you know,
Yeah,
do
she
things
really-
without being there. Like,
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. I think we need to address this to all the siblings, that it's okay to put yourself first, and it's not necessary that you have to be around your sibling. They will ultimately, and then they have to. Exactly.
More independent.
I think the thing is with us, not with them. We think that they need, of course, they want everyone around, but I think that's what we need to learn. You know, we have to stop thinking so much about them. They will find their way out. Okay. So there was this question. There were these few questions that we have from other Saarthis. So Suvi says that do siblings feel a constant pressure to be a perfect child in order to avoid troubling their parents, as we discussed before, and does that affect their overall personality? I think
I think
me, I
this has
don't-
happened with me. Yeah, I always felt that there shouldn't be any hitch from my side.
like already both problems, I don't want to be one.
Cause any of this thing. But now I realize that whatever you do, hitches are going to come, right?
Yeah, I mean,
you can't
everybody
be a
will have
perfect,
to-
child, whatever you do. So.
Anyone?
No, I've been a very difficult child.